Alright, welcome back, guys. So, I've been a little busy between videos. I did a little bit of searching, make sure we had no biters. I did have some biters come down here and aggravating my coal for some reason. There was only one, I don't know where he came from, because there are no biters anywhere near the coal, or pollution getting out to where there would be any. But I did some searching around. We do have another sapphirite vein here with 10 million in it. We do have this set of biters here we'll have to deal with. This is our next closest set of biters. We still have this one over here that I haven't fully discovered yet. And we have this one that I think the closest biters are going to be there. This one has 6.9 million in it. So we might actually go after this one next. Which we do need to do. As you can see, we have a low throughput of iron over there. And that's because we keep running out over here. Slowly but surely, we're dwindling this down to nothing. So it's not running very much. The givotite is basically what we're surviving on iron-wise right now. Which usually isn't an issue, but I set up a few new things. So iron is getting chewed up right now. Set up making lights here. I moved the wood buffer over there. Technically we still have one here, but as long as the wood keeps coming through, it's perfectly fine. In the amount of time I've been going, I've made 1K there, and I've already got 500 on me. So that went nice and quick. I'm not doing the lighted ones automated because for the lights I need circuits, and the circuits are all the way up here. I could split them and bring the circuits back down around, or I could send the light poles up and do that up there, but I figured, I can just make those as I need them. I can also, just make the lights up here and have them on me and craft them together. Again, not a big deal. I did set up making Miniloaders, so we have Miniloaders there. That's what's taking a lot of our iron, because we need to make gears, and then this needs iron plates to go with them, and then lots of these basic underground belts and a lot of those burning inserters to actually put together to get those. And then I also set up here making miners. We've got a lot of them, plus I've got some on me, which is also taking a lot of our iron right now. But what I really want to get done next is making the bullets with the lead and copper. We've been talking about doing this for quite a while, and I finally broke down and got enough time to do it. I did come down and mess around with the tin, or the bamonium a little bit, added some miners for it. But I also came down here and put all these miners down for the rubitite. I didn't put any over here because I have to split them, because you can't really get a miner on here without it picking up a little bit of coal and a little bit of rubitite. I'm going to put one right here, and then I will deal with splitting them between here and there eventually. Not really something I'm worried about currently. And then I've got that coming up to 2 crushers into an ore sorter. The nickel is going in a box for right now, and then the lead is coming up here, which is currently being smelted right next to copper. This will change. I just needed somewhere to put it. And we have something new with this. As you can see, there's a fluid in and out because we need oxygen, and it's going to put out sulfur dioxide. So I figured I would bring you guys in and we would check out how we're going to get our oxygen. So there are multiple ways of getting it. We can do water in an electrolyzer, which will give us more slag, oxygen, and hydrogen. Or we can do purified water, which won't give us the slag, and it will give us 10 extra oxygen and 20 extra hydrogen. And then that's our only current way of doing it. Now, if we do the purified water way, we have to get the purified water. To do that, we can use regular water, and it's going to make us saline water and purified water. 150 water will turn into 100 purified water and 20 saline in a hydro plant. Then we can just electrolyze the purified water, and we don't get the slag, and we get extra oxygen and hydrogen. And then there's other things we might look at in a minute. But then what do we do with the saline water? I'm one of those that don't like to void things if I don't have to. So I will always try to find something to do with what it is I make. I can always just put it into a water void and void it, but I would prefer not to do so. You just make one of these clarifiers. It does add pollution, and it does take power. So I was looking at, there are these desert gardens which take sand, fertilizer, and lots of saline water. So that would be a good place to dump the saline water into. The desert gardens will, we come back here, give us alien plant life sample, which if we look up here, any of these that we want to do are actually going to take those. And hatcheries is something I did want to look into, and we need that alien life sample to do that. So that's not a horrible idea to look at, or a horrible idea for us to use for that. To get sand, we need to do the washing, which is water and thick mud. Thick mud you get from light mud, and it gives you a bit of mud, and that you get from concentrated mud, which gives you more mud. And then you have your heavy mud, gives you more mud, and then you have your viscous mud, and you can just do water and mud to make that. And to get the, trying to look here, so one of these has a way, I think it's the heavy. One of these ways you can do water that you don't need the mud, if I remember correctly. This might have changed, but there used to be a way of getting, there used to be a special pump, if I remember correctly. I don't remember exactly what it was, because I don't remember this one. But so far, it's looking like we need to have mud. So let's look at how we get the mud. So viscous will give it to us, heavy will give it to us, concentrated will give it to us, light will give it to us, Thin will give it to us, and that will give us more saline water out. So there has to be one of these types of water that will actually give us, that we can get before that. So light, there we go. That's sand. We have to get the sand. Sand can only come from thin. Ways of getting that is from sand and water, or the light mud water. Light mud water only has the barrel and that. Concentrated only from heavy and the barrel. Viscous just from those, and that is mud. And getting the mud. Okay, I'm lost. I've actually set this up before, and I swear there was a pump that you could do. That's the offshore pump. Groundwater bore. I'm wondering if that doesn't look right though. See if it'll work. Why did I do 5 of them? Let's make one. There has to be there has to be one way of doing this. Because see, there's also the seafloor pump. That's the thing right there. That's the one we need to do it. That's the thing that pulls us up the nasty water. So it's just not showing in NEI, FNEI here that you can do it. But I did find with something else I had to do it this way. If I come in here and I go to uses for that, oh, that still isn't showing it. Huh. This FNEI has issues at times showing everything, and I don't know if it's a mod issue like the one that I found the other day that was giving me issues. Is we have where's it at? This right here, antitate ore, ANTIT. So if we search for ANTIT, nothing. It does not show up. Now if I go in here and I actually find it in here, there it is, antitite. That's actually going to show me what you get from it that way. But FNEI would not show that it had a way of getting it. So, so we can do that, and I may set that up. But for right now, what we're going to do just to get this process moving is we're going to get our oxygen from an electrolyzer, just electrolyzing water, and I'm going to throw the hydrogen in a tank for right now. We've spent enough time looking at NEI and the issues for it. We'll look into the rest of the things that we're going to do with hydrogen and all of that later. I've got a whole nother rant about the fact that we can't burn hydrogen as far as I know. But I'm going to go set up an electrolyzer with some water. Actually going to try out this groundwater bore and see how that works. And I'll be back to show you what we ended up with. Alright, so we're back. And we have set up the electrolyzer. We set up 2 electrolyzers with 1 groundwater bore, which is doing a pretty daggone job of keeping both of them full. I do need to get the slag out of both of these, which I will do with simply putting a chute on the side of each one. And just do one like there, one like there, and then connect these two up here, probably right in this area, and send that on over with the rest of the slag. But we now have made our first bit of lead and our sulfur dioxide. We need to send some power into here to power our operation. And some of my newly made light poles. And there we go. And now our lead is being melted down and sent up here and being cast, and we now have lead plates. So I need to also make a tank for the sulfur dioxide, which we're using these Petrochem small inline tanks, which is from Angels because it's 20K, where these from Bob's are only 2.5K each. So we're using these at the moment. They're just a bit of steel, stone, and iron, so not too horribly bad. And we can actually set that right there, and it'll just capture all of our sulfur dioxide, and that'll work nicely to get us some lead. And I will go ahead and throw this on a chute, send it up, and probably put it on the same line or same set of lines as the pin here. That's why I have this set up so we can have 4 lines. Usually copper and iron will take up 2. I may put steel on one of these. Bronze may go on one of these. And then like tin, lead, and whatever there. But now we finally have our lead setup done. I'm going to go ahead and get all of that taken care of and get the bullets started being made, which I may also work on setting up to automate making turrets, and I may actually start doing radars as well, because we need all of them, especially the radars, if we're going to be working our way out of here. Another thing we need to work on soon is military science packs, which I haven't actually looked at what we have for. Okay, so military science is needed. We need red for that. And I do believe that's going to be our next thing, starting on our transport science pack. We've worked on a whole lot of other things. I may actually do this basic algae. I'll show you real quick right now our sulfur dioxide. We can put it with purified water, make sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid we can use to make military science with some carbon monoxide. This is a clown's thing. Very expensive on power, but you need sulfuric for lots of things. One of the first things we probably will be doing is making phosphoric acid, because we need that for fertilizer. but we will also be needing it for, I don't know about that. We're also going to be needing it for batteries. We're going to need it for circuits, CPUs. Eventually, we'll be setting up this chemical refining, which is a leaching plant. That way we can actually get more than just iron and copper out of our sapphire. We'll actually get extra iron. And then we can also get silicon, nickel, and titanium doing that. That'll be a nice use for our sulfuric acid. We're actually going to be using a lot of it for that. We're also going to need it for explosives. This sulfuric wastewater is something I want to get into pretty soon, because we can make it from the slag slurry stuff. Slag slurry is really good. You can break down slag with it, with sulfuric acid, and it'll give you the slag slurry. This is slag processing, which is red science pack as well. The nice thing about the slag slurry is we can use it for the mineral sludge here, and that can be turned into just about any ore. So we can do 40% for iron and copper, we can do 40% for lead and tin, 40% for silicon and silver, gold and nickel, zinc, titanium, aluminum, manganese, and chrome, 40, 20, 20, cobalt, tungsten, uranium, fluorite, thorium, and we can also use it to make that mineral catalyst, which we talked about a while back. We can use for some of our processing of things to get extra of one kind of ore, which if we do it, we may do this one here, which is that antitite we were looking at before, which will give you tin and lithium when it's sorted, nickel, aluminum, chrome, and platinum when it is further processed. Then you have the adamantite, which is iron and tin, with fluorite, chrome, titanium, and osmium. And then you have this ferrous mixture, which is iron and manganese. And then you eventually can get nickel, cobalt, and chrome. The ferrous mixture, you have to put sapphire, giverite, and rubitite together to get it. And you can get, different things from it when you do it with the mineral catalyst, or you can just do it this way to get iron and manganese. You can apparently do this powder refining and get powder, and then use a crystal catalyst, which will give you all kinds of different things. I never really got into that the last time I played this, so we might actually look into that at some time in the future, but that's what we're going to be doing with our sulfur dioxide, is pretty much making sulfuric acid with it. We'll probably have to set up a bunch of tanks until we get the research done to actually use the sulfuric acid. We can make it, but we don't have a whole lot of uses for it currently. But I will go ahead and let you go. I'm going to get this set up and start making us some bullets with our lead here. And I will be back next time, and we'll probably start automating the red science packs. And we do still need to get the circuits taken care of, so maybe we'll do that, because we do have the solder stuff that we need to get done. So molten solder comes from a solder mixture, which is lead and tin mixed together in an assembler, which will make the mixture. I do believe there is yeah, we can also do lead and tin together like that, which would just mean we need 2 blast furnaces, one for lead, one for tin, and then pour it directly, cast it into our solder, or eventually we can do solder coils, but we'll be doing this one. And then this is what we need to get into that basic electronic board, and that is going to unlock us chemical plants, the arboretum, which we've been trying to do for, I swear, like 10 videos now. So we can actually look at what those do, and then the desert tree seed generator, swamp tree, which we got a few videos ago. So we'll probably come back and set up the blast furnaces for that. I'll probably go ahead and set them up over here since we've got tin here. Actually, we've got tin coming right through here. I think I might just set it up here. I should have enough room to put 2 blast furnaces here. So I'll let you go. I'll get that set up, and I will show you what I've done next time. Have a good one, guys.